as much milk to your cereal as you wanted.
If someone would have told me when I was young that I'd be addicted to a USB drive.
So good.
Welcome to the Trashcast. I'm Richard.
I'm Steven.
And today we got our trash in order, and we're talking shit, and I didn't finish writing the rest of my starting quote.
I think that's about the vibe for today.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're going on an exploration.
Yeah, we're halfway there.
Dude, remember when you were a kid and you would play Game Boy and get lost walking around because you never looked up?
Not really, no. That's
you wake up
problem.
in another city playing a Game Boy Advance.
Mom? Dad, where am I?
Pokemon?
Somebody call my mom.
That's what we're doing today.
I'm actually glad you said something about Game Boy. I was thinking about this the other day. I was watching old Run Button shit, and I remembered an artifact from my past. Did you ever hear of the Sega Nomad? Yeah. Widely unpopular, gigantic fucking brick that had this big ass fucking battery pack you could get with it.
Lug it around like a suitcase.
And had no backlight to the screen, so you had to be like in a dark room to play it. Like a medium lit kind of dark room. You could not play it outside. It was great for car trips.
Yeah.
And I could play Vector Man all I wanted.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I just want to capture missing nose, glitch my Game Boy out, and multiply rare candies. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Damn right.
Fuck yeah.
You know what? I got Pokemon Red on my phone last year, kill time, when I was underemployed. And it was a lot of fun. I fucked with it. I tried to do the Nuzlocke run for a bit, and then I realized I wasn't ready for that yet. But one day I'll I don't know, if I'm still bored this winter, maybe I'll break it back out.
Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of ready for winter.
Dude, yes. It's been this week is kind of going back and forth between like hot and cold.
Yeah.
So that means that like it's winding down here in Michigan at least. Like we might have a couple stray like 90 to something degree days, but it's done basically. Yeah. And then, it'll start snowing in October and then we'll be in winter again. It's pre-winter.
I got the stinky old Sophie coming down to hang out.
Oh, Sophie.
So stinky. So sweet. She's blind, but if she starts licking her butthole too aggressively, I may have to remove her from the premises. How's your week been, man?
It's been pretty good. I've been just busy doing house shit mostly. Got some time in with my cousin earlier this week. That was cool. Just, regular people shit like you do.
It's good.
How you been?
I'm sorry. I have to move this dog. I took the time to put her up there too.
And just because she's blind doesn't mean that she can't smell how stinky she is.
There's no excuses.
There's no excuses.
She got a water bowl upstairs and she just came down here for the one down here. Yeah, I was like, as long as you were talking, I can mute her, but I can't have that going the whole time.
Yeah, do it. Get her out of there.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I'll vamp.
So, come on.
And this is where I monologue. This is where I pretend to be Mark Maron and be able to talk into a microphone by myself. I guess it would work better if I had something prepared to talk about. I guess I don't have that. There was the whole thing earlier today where the guy shot a nail gun into the FBI building in Cincinnati and then he got shot. That's a thing that happened. It's pretty wild shit. Yeah, that's kind of the best I got right now, I guess. This has been my Rich on his own podcast. I hope I never have to do it again. Oh, Steven's back.
I just hear you chuckling to yourself.
Yeah, I vamped. It's good. You got to leave it in.
Sarah's gonna come home in the middle of this too. Oh man, it's always something, right?
Always fucking something. Can't get. Hey, how come we can't get one fucking nice thing?
One nice thing? What do you mean?
I think
I have nice things. I have a couple nice things.
It's all trash, Steven.
It is all trash. Dude, I was telling you earlier, I'm so outstanding that the FBI is raiding a former president. So cool. But I'm full black-pilled on politics now.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a free man.
Tell me about it.
It feels so good. I was listening to this really cool, chill professor. He was a pretty smart dude. And he made me rethink a couple things. He was talking about how we're all such big babies, and at least we don't have to go die in wars. But what I did like that he said, as he grew up during World War II shit, and our problems today are still, like, you don't want to minimize them.
Right.
But by comparison, it's mostly people just frustrated on the internet, which is really them just venting and communicating with other people, which by comparison to like most of the world's violent history is pretty trivial.
Yeah.
Just kind of interesting. You hear that kind of perspective. I don't feel like it's particularly unique, but how he kind of broke it down was refreshing to hear.
I feel like there is still some fear that, shouldn't be downplayed entirely of when you have that many people able to publicize their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It does pose more danger than it would have, say, in the 40s even, we'll say, people go home and they, they're pissed about what's going on in the world right now and they complain about it to their family or to their, people close to them, but it stops there. Or they could write a thing to the paper, or, there are avenues they could take to get their opinion publicized, but it wasn't in their pocket. And to have more people have access to that does, I guess it's not like a statistical number for that, but it seems like it would be easier for people to get stuck in that echo chamber of, oh, other people feel this way too, and then be more actionable about it, which, for better or for worse, obviously.
Yeah, they get lathered up into a frenzy.
Right.
But I still would argue...
Lathered into a frenzy, I like that.
I still would think overall it's better that happens than for it not to happen. Like if we didn't have those means of communication.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm gonna speak the truth a little bit here.
Yeah, do it.
Dogs are bad animals. They're trash. They're terrible pets. Stray street dogs, awesome. Family pet dog, garbage.
It's so dependent.
Oh my god.
They arguably the most dependent animal you could possibly bring into your home.
Outside of a horse. You know how dumb it is to own a horse?
Yeah. It's fucking obnoxious.
What a terrible animal to ride, too. Not an elf. I don't need a horse to get somewhere.
I'm not an elf. I was going to say, horrible to ride compared to what? Like, compared to riding a camel or a elephant? Yeah, you're right. I would rather ride either one of those before I rode a horse again.
I think elephants...
I think I would kill a camel if I got on one, though.
Dude, they're strong motherfuckers.
I'm a pretty big motherfucker.
I feel like elephants aren't meant to be rode. I know you can, but I feel like they're too majestic.
You should not ride elephants. They are way too smart and way too cool.
I would love to have a battle turtle, though. Like a big-ass turtle you could ride around into battle.
Okay. I was thinking like a regular sized turtle, but you just like taped a bunch of knives and stuff to it.
That also sounds lovely.
Like a BattleBots, but it's a turtle.
Turtle grenade. All right, so I'm black pilled on politics. I'm off of it. I'm taking the break. How great for the podcast would it be if one of us gets cancer? Dude, I think that's our ticket.
You're right. It would be great.
We can ride it to the top. Now, here's what would happen, though, is we would
Hold on. We are like 2-3 steps away from faking cancer. I just want to point that out now.
Speak for yourself. I'm about a half a step.
All right, we're to go full Always Sunny on them.
For all I know, I'm not even faking. I might have cancer. No. No one would know till way later, but we would be chronicling whatever our cancer arc. Oh my god,
our cancer arc.
The cancer arc. Dude, I still have this stomach pain that's been going on for like 6 months. And it's
almost definitely a tumor.
Yeah, dude, it is a tumor. I know it is. And I don't want to have to do the surgery on myself. So I'm just assuming I have cancer. And I'm accepting my gradual death day by day.
So I think what's important here, as long as we're not asking for donations of money, we're okay.
Sure.
If we're asking for like pity subscriptions, like subscribe to our Instagram to make Steven feel better, like listen to our podcast so Steven will get better.
I can't afford my chemo this month.
Someone's like, I'll pay for your treatment. No, I can't accept that. I'm sorry.
Dude, just give me the cancer meds. We'll be groovy for a little while. That's all I want, man. Just want to play Game Boy and take my cancer drugs.
You go through a full round of chemo.
For the podcast.
For the podcast.
Just recording the audio, and it's just like static garbage.
Sure, I can't grow any hair on my head anymore, but look at all our listeners. We got sponsorships out the wazoo.
Finally made it, Mom.
He said, withering from radioactive treatment from the inside.
No, how fun does a nice, good scam sound? Right? Like
I mean, everyone else is doing it. Why not us?
Yeah, some crypto scheming. Oh, man.
The difference is we would use it for good. You know, for us.
Dude, when's the last time you've taken a nice sullen drive? Is that the right adjective? Sullen?
Now, when you say that, are you referring to just a drive where you don't have a podcast or music playing?
It depends.
Or it's like you're feeling a certain way, so you go take a drive to clear your mind, kind of thing.
For me, it's typically heightened with music, but it has to be the right music.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Where you're just zone the fuck out and you're like,
yeah,
you're feeling it, that vibe. Not happy or sad, but kind of somber, or it's like serious, but you're just kind of zoned out, like feeling your like emotions.
I get those sometimes, especially after a particularly long shift at work.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll find myself doing that on the way home.
Vulnerable moment after a long day.
Yeah. You're, mentally recuperating and readjusting to, the world around you.
Yeah.
Not seeing it from the fast-paced perspective you just were a minute ago.
Yeah. I had a good one yesterday.
Yeah?
It was the golden hour, right after rush hour. The sun, you get that hour of gold evening light.
Where no matter which way you turn or which way you flip down your little sun visor, the sun's still beaming in your fucking window.
True. That's such a thing with shooting movies. You literally have 56 minutes to like catch this light. And if you miss it, you miss it till the next day. And there's some movies where they take a week, 2 weeks, even a month to get this right shot in that light. Because it's so particularly special cinematically. But I was driving and I love classical music, but I can't fully go all the way in on like, this is what I love. Because there's so much bad stuff to, like any genre, but it's harder to know. There's all the names are tricky. I'll be honest. I'm a dum-dum and they all have big names. Okay. But, so I'll do classical radio now and again, kind of sparingly, but it's a total crapshoot on if you get the good stuff or not. And it was the right light and just an outstanding couple songs or whatever. It was like perfect driving. I want to be so removed from driving, I don't even know I'm driving. It's just automatic, and I'm just in space. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's dangerous, but it's good. Feels good.
Yeah, I'd say when I'm driving using it was dangerous, but if I'm just zoned out, I don't feel like I'm hindered in reflexes. I'm just not thinking about driving,
Isn't that like exactly what hindered in reflexes is?
Depends on how sharp your reflexes are. Got reflexes of a cat.
If you're quick like I am.
Just got to swerve through the children just right. It's all good.
Yeah. just as long as you keep the rubber off the sidewalks, you're all good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
No, I enjoy that. I don't know. I usually turn my music off because I can't. I like. That's when I know the shit's getting real, right? Like when there's no podcast, there's no other voice but mine in my own head, and then just the kind of static of other cars on the road, and
that makes me want to die. I feel so. I used to be like a big anxiety guy, but I'm not anymore. But the idea
I used to fucking love anxiety.
Oh, God, dude. The idea of driving in silence makes me, I feel like I'm freaking out now. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that sucks.
You just hear every little clunk of your car. You see all these other people's stupid fucking music. You're just watching people almost hit you all the time. I need something to remove me from this world for a little while so I can transport to where I'm going.
Yeah. I definitely have a lot of days like that, but the moments where it's like, okay, I can, it's usually just think through, either what I did that day and sort it out in my head, or what I have to do tomorrow or when I get home and sort that out. And so, usually turns into more introspective stuff, and I can't think of any good examples right now. There's always that what's it called, shower arguments moment where you're replaying things that you should have said or that you will say, kind of thing, and it's
dude, I'm a warlord in the shower. I'm ruthless. I have every argument, counter argument 3 moves ahead. But when we're talking, I'm blank.
Yeah, blank. Yeah. I think all of us see ourselves at least a little bit that way.
Yeah.
It's your moment to put yourself in, not put yourself in the right, that's not the right term, but put yourself in the position where you would otherwise be vulnerable, that you're making up in your head, but you're preparing yourself for it. I think that's
king of the castle shit.
Some goofy shit that we all do.
We just did my time manifesto episode, and I've been thinking about the concurrency of the present and past stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do the future much, which is definitely kind of like a dog mark of depression, right?
Yeah.
Do not look forward as much, but every once in a while, I get little glimpses that give me, I dare say, a very small amount of inspiration. But I've been going back to the past in not a bad way. I'm not big for like dwelling on regrets so much, but more lately, I've been having a ton of memories that I just completely thought were gone, or just like random small stuff where if I didn't remember in that moment, I would have thought was gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's so strange. Like, it's crazy how many different little arcs or parts of your life you can have over time, you know?
Yeah.
Do you remember, how often do you remember like random shit? Like that you would have thought you forgot?
I mean, probably every other, or like, 3, I don't know. It depends. Like, it's like little shit all the time, but like major shit, is of course much more rare. I feel like things that are like, oh yeah, like I just did the Nomad thing. It was like, there was a whole portion of my life where that was like the fucking toy. That was the Blizz shit. And, now it's like, I just hadn't thought about it and like ever. Like I don't know, it would have evaded my thoughts entirely. Even like thinking about like what I played with as a kid, I probably would have said a fucking Game Boy, but like having that little blast from my past all of a sudden was like,
what about,
I don't know.
What about people? I've been remembering so many people I forgot I knew.
I actually get that sometimes because I see so many different people on a regular basis. When I'm confronted with a crowd of people, I see people. Yeah, I see people that look close enough to somebody I know or knew, reminds me of like that kid I went to kindergarten with, or like something like that. Or I hear a name on somebody's credit card or something that, when I scan it, and it's like, oh yeah, I knew somebody with that name in fucking, 5th grade or some shit.
Yeah.
I get that a decent amount. Every time I'm in Cincinnati, I have a feeling like, especially when I go to like the fucking Kroger, there's like, every time I turn a corner and I see somebody, like they look familiar. They were here the last time I was at this Kroger. Or like some shit like that. I think that's a really interesting, it's not the same thing as remembering somebody, but it's like being in that similar place jogged a memory of like, I start thinking of like, how do I know that person? And then I start thinking more and more about like the people that I knew from that time that I lived there.
Yeah.
When I lived at that Kroger.
Hey dude, I'm really sorry. This may be an issue. I have to, I guess, let this dog out right now.
Okay.
I'm getting frustrated. I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right. Part 3. The Department of Justice attorneys defended the federal law that bars marijuana users from buying guns this week. Is an ad that I just saw. And the quote they use is, marijuana users are dangerous to trust because marijuana use impairs judgment. I mean, fair, but that's why we use it, right? To be more altered. I'm dropping wisdom in here. Very interested to see if Steven leaves any of this in. All this dead air.
Hey, are you still going to be on for a while? Okay.
I hope that I never have to do vamping shit ever again. This actually probably sounds terrible. And now I'm thinking Steven should definitely take all of these out. But now that I said that, he might leave it in. This fucking asshole. You know how when your best friend's a fucking asshole?
You have to lay down.
Well, the good news is we may have our new hit segment out of it. So we'll see how it goes.
What are we doing?
This one's cool. Detroit exoneree freed after wrongful murder conviction holds $25,000 gas giveaway. So this guy was released from a wrongful incarceration in 2016, and he was awarded $7.5 million for his time served. And just a couple days ago, he decided to spend some of that money helping out people in Detroit. He went to a gas station and just was buying everybody gas.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty fucking cool.
Dude, isn't it insane for-profit prisons exist?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
Like, just the idea that you can make money off putting a person in a cage.
When someone told me that when I was in, like, high school, like early high school, that was a thing, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, how is that? There's no way. Like, that's legal. That's a thing that people can do. And it's like, oh no, there's a lot of them.
Dude, and a lot of states now got rid of in-person visitations.
What?
Dude, like...
Because of COVID shit?
No.
Oh, wow.
Like, they started doing this, like, 5 years ago, maybe, and it all switched to this JPay bullshit system where you buy digital stamps to send emails. Like, it's like $1.25 an email, and the video calls are like a bad Skype connection. Like garbage webcams that are glitched out or broken half the time, and you're paying like $1 a minute or some shit. And like states have gotten rid of the option to in-person visit. Not all, but a lot are going that way, especially the for-profit prisons. And it's estimated like 40% of families that have a loved one in prison go into debt just to be able to do video calls now. It's so they're essentially, regardless, right or wrong what they did, they are essentially kidnapping your loved one to make you pay exorbitant amounts of money just to be able to see them on a screen.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So fucked. Dude, that's the type of shit like it makes me just want to cry reading like the news story. It's like, this is so fucked. Like I've had to deal with like a little of that, and at the time the video screen was like a bonus, right? Like I wasn't going to be able to visit, but I could at least see my friend. But when that's the only option, and it's your family, and it costs $50, $100 a call for like a half an hour or whatever, that's fucked.
Yeah, that's so fucking wrong.
Dude, I could trade a year of my life for a lot of money, but the idea of being put in a cage like an animal, especially when you didn't do something wrong, but even if you did,
you should still have access to your family.
Even if it's not direct skin to skin contact.
Right, exactly. You should be able to see and talk to your family for free.
Yeah. And
that's I've never been, to jail, or prison, but I imagine that's got to be a huge thing for people that are in there, of like what's helping them like get through that.
Dude, they say if you have one visit from a friend, a loved one, family or friend, if you have one visit in that first year of prison, you're like 10 to 20% less likely to recommit a crime.
That's huge.
Yeah, and they don't want that. They want you to come back.
Because then you come back to prison and you make more money for them.
What's so wild though is like there's so many things in society, right, that slowly get better. As fucked as things are, things generally get better from one lifetime to the next.
Mm-hmm.
The prison system will always be the exception. Maybe long term, it's evolving compared to like even like the Cincinnati workhouse, the jail of Cincinnati our parents had, right?
Right.
Like that shit was fucked. You had hay bales and shit buckets. Like that was within a lifetime of us.
Right.
But the level of like abuse and corruption now is not that much better. And while a lot of other things change, prisons will always be the last. It's just, what was it? How we treat our worst in society is a reflection of who we are type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where that comes from exactly, but yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, I'm so mad at this dog right now, but I would not put her in a cage for a day. Like, I can't imagine doing that to a person.
People do that and then, like, leave the fucking house.
I understand when you're training a dog. Like, there are times where it's not inappropriate. Like, a lot of people, if your dog's young and they're in training, like, kenneling them or whatever isn't necessarily the worst. But most people that
there's a lot of people that, like, they'll get a dog and then realize that, like, oh,
it's too much.
But we both have full-time jobs and the kids are at school all the time. What are we going to do with this dog while we're gone for the day? And it's like, oh, when we're gone, the dog tears shit up at the house because we don't know how to train him not to, or and so they just put it in a fucking cage or something, or tie it up in the fucking backyard.
That's always fucked.
It's like, it's not a life to live. That sucks.
A lot of people do cage them for overnight when they're young or stuff like that. But earlier jokingly, I don't like dogs as pets. I love dogs, but part of the reason I would never want to deal with one is because they can be so difficult or rebellious. I don't want to have to be mean to my dog. Like,
right.
It's just like zoos or animal prisons. It's just like, let them all free. Cats can be an exception, but if I'm being fully honest, they should all just be free.
The cat thing, there's a codependency where, like, they don't need you like you don't need them. They prefer you to,
be their food source and shit.
Exactly, being without you. Yeah, you have a source of warmth and affection and food. And that's, they're not going to get that outside as easily. So they would prefer to stay with you, even if they do leave for days and come back or something like that. Like, it's still, like, where dogs, they need you. And that's the one. I would love to have a dog. I would love to, have the time. That's the thing, is I just don't have the time to take care of a dog the way that it deserves to be taken care of.
I just don't see any advantages to a dog. I would like a dog if it's like a German war dog, like trained to follow every command, and it's a asset to my life, but they're not fun to cuddle with. They stink. They cost a lot more. If they need surgery, it's like paying for a human. Like, I don't see any upside to a dog.
I disagree that a dog is not fun to cuddle with.
I don't know. They're awkward. They accidentally scratch you. They stink. They slobber.
I mean,
poop.
Yeah, that's having a dog. That's the other one, is cleaning up the shit.
Yeah.
I don't want my yard filled with landmines.
No.
And I know that in the wintertime, I'm not going to go outside and collect all of my dog's shits. That's just not going to happen.
You got to get your pickaxe out of the garage to chip through the ice to get those frozen dog poops. I think the cooler argument for a dog is, like, they're as much fun as a cat at the house, because you can play with them and they love you unconditionally, and they'll, fucking do cool shit and be a part of your life. But then also with a dog, you can take them places with you. Like, you can take them to, like, one of the cooler parts of my job is working places at, like, different farmers markets and shit, and people bring their dog. And it's like, just, oogling people's dogs and petting their dogs and shit. And it's like, it would be so cool to have, a pet that I could bring with me. And I tried to do that with my cat for a while when she was young. I tried to, like, I harness trained her, and then I got, like, a basket from my bike that I could put her in, and she fucking hated it. I went on I went on a short bike ride with her, and the
the whole time trying to jump out of the harness hooks into the basket, so she wasn't like about to jump out, but she really wanted to.
Yeah.
And then eventually she found out she could like somewhat stand on the handlebars and was just crying the whole time. Like it was uncomfortable, and like I had to keep stopping. And eventually I got out and I walked the rest of the way home because she couldn't handle her shit.
She was making a scene, embarrassing you.
Right. So then the second time I did get her in again, and we went for a shorter ride than the first time, just like around the block. And she again hated it. And the third time I tried to get her in, she like was scratching at me, and like she never had done, acted like that before. She was pissed. So it's like, all right, cool. We're not going to do that again. How cool would it be to have a cat on a leash walking around, places where people usually walk their dogs and shit?
My brother walks his cat through Clifton all the time.
That's fucking awesome.
That's funny. We got cat backpacks for our cats. We've only used them like once. It sounds nice, but they really do want to cause a scene. Like some cats are like totally chill and like getting out, and then other ones, they're just so afraid.
Yeah, there's a girl on Facebook or on Instagram I follow that I think her cat's name is like Suki, and they like she goes like hiking in like different countries and shit with this cat, and they go like kayaking and shit, and this cat's just like chilling on its little harness. It's got a little life vest on, and it's like just chilling in a boat, looking out at shit and like reaching out in the water and shit. Like that's so fucking cool.
That is. Dude, I get tattooed this weekend again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Very excited.
Dude, I've been thinking more and more about a tattoo.
Let's run it, bro.
It's one of those, like, where do I start, number one? Like, literally, like, where on my body do I start?
At the drawing board.
Go. There's this whole thing where, like, I would love a full body Yakuza wrap, fucking paint job, whatever. I would love that. I think that would be sick and cool. I would love a full sleeve.
Some transformative body marking.
Right. Yeah. Like something dope. But part of it's the time and the money. But then also like what?
You would come up with it.
I talked before about doing I saw somebody one time, I saw a picture online, somebody had like a full sleeve, and it was a dope, like full color deal, but it was like different foods, just like all kinds of like really bright, vibrant vegetables and like,
classic
like
chef sleeve.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's so fucking dope. Like the red onion looked really fucking cool, and it was fucking so dope, and it was like, but I can't get that now because I saw somebody else with it.
Fuck that. Do what you
want. Yeah, but if I design my own or something, maybe, but it's like, now it's like, okay, I want to think outside the box. I want to get something different.
There's a cool trend right now of, not specifically, but a lot of women are doing it, where they get full masterpiece paintings as back pieces, where like you don't normally see like realism of like an old classic painting, and it's not like framed or squared anyway. It just like fits over their whole back or something, and it's like a classic still life or something, and it's such a cool effect, because something like that you're spending 5,000-10,000 huge portions of your body, so much ink. I mean, that's dedication, but it's a really cool effect. Yeah, man, I recently had the thought, so I have more consistent tattoo appointments than ever right now, and which I absolutely love. It's fucking dope. But I did kind of have that rethought, and there is a part of me that thinks maybe you won't end up doing like I could see you getting some stuff, but I could see you maybe not doing a fully transformative stuff, because I don't. We've talked about this in the past, where like I don't think you feel the missing pieces of yourself as much as some
right. Yeah,
that a lot of people, such as myself, are kind of drawn into body modification to help ease.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel pretty good with where I'm at now. And for a long time, like, I'm okay with not getting any more, but now it's for the enjoyment. But I have all these appointments, and I was thinking, like, oh, this is gonna be awesome after this is done. And I kind of had to do that reminder to myself of, like, I'm not gonna feel any happier or better about myself after this.
Yeah.
Just like I was talking to one of my therapists, and, you know, like, the idea of not having to work, like, to have enough money where I didn't need to work 40 hours a week, my quality of life would be way better. I'd probably be a little bit healthier, definitely mentally, but I really wouldn't be happier. Those things, like changing your skin, or even changing your time, it really doesn't change that much. Which
I can imagine that it's a temporary, you know, a fleeting thing of happiness that.
I think overall I get a deep satisfaction out of it, but it still doesn't make you any different. Which is weird. Like, when you're
still
younger,
the same bag of trash on the inside.
Exactly. Yeah, you're still a meat bag with the meat skin.
Got that. Got those the extra stretchy trash bag body.
Glad extra large, baby.
Extra large.
But
my Magnum trash bag.
But dude, I didn't realize it. I get tattooed on Sunday, and Sunday also is the anniversary of my brother's death.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't realize it was the same day, but I'm really glad it worked out that way. It's kind of a cathartic ritual release kind of deal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Very odd. It's just so crazy how much time goes by and how different it feels. It used to be such a, like, tragic day, or, like, really risky. Like, a lot of things went wrong.
Yeah. Don't plan anything big for that day because you don't know how you're gonna feel.
Yeah, I think the first 8 years after, I think I overdosed 6 of the 8 years, and I was ended up okay, but it was typically pretty bad. And then we've talked about it before, but especially with sobriety, it, like, amplifies. I feel like a psychopath where it is way harder to feel shit. And
yeah,
like, it's definitely would be a lie to say I'm not gonna, at least some point over that day, either before or after, this fucking dog
just tippy tapping around.
tippy. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna be reflective and have a bit of a somber moment, right?
Yeah,
but I can't feel it anymore, man. And so I think some of that's the, you know, you're not meant to remember everything. You're not meant to feel everything forever. I think some of it's natural, and I also feel like I've been going through this change that feels a bit unnatural too. It's very weird.
I think you're on the right track with, you know, that it's natural. I think that's, you know, you're forced to move on to a degree. You know, like, it's, you know, there's nothing ever saying that you shouldn't, you know, show remembrance, and it's good to reflect. But, you know, like you said, you're not forgetting, but, like, you know, thinking less frequently of traumas is only for your benefit.
It is, but it does bother me that I'm actually, that would be a lie too. It doesn't bother me, but it is strange to me that I don't feel most things the way I used to. I'm not trying to concentrate, but it's just weird. It's just really weird how much like I said earlier, how much you can change in a lifetime or have these different versions of yourself.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you rap while I go kill a dog.
I'm going to kill this fucking dog. Well, we're now in part 4 of my monologue sensational podcast that everyone's excited about. And, oh wait, is he back?
Yeah.
He's back.
I'm exasperated, dude. I'm going to yell at my girlfriend when she gets home.
As one does. You know, life in the big city gets hard sometimes. Sometimes you got to kill a dog.
Feed her to the cats.
Were we just talking about Love That Goku on here?
No.
Okay, there was a Twitter account for a while that I was never on Twitter. I never got into it. But Run Button talked about him all the time, and it's this fictional account of this guy that was like on the run from the government and shit, and was like hiding out in Brazil. And his whole Twitter feed for a little while was like, every day I have to kill dogs to survive, stray dogs to survive.
Shit.
And then it was like he just posts shit like, I killed so many dogs today.
Oh my, dude, that's hilarious.
It's just a whole arc of it. But the account was Love That Goku, and he had a many years long feud with the guy from Blues Traveler who thought that he was a real account.
Oh my god, I'm sure you know this one. The Korean dog festivals.
No. What?
All right.
They kill dogs?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
It's like I think it's a week or a day each year. It used to be a way of controlling the stray dog population, but they would round up as many stray dogs in the country as possible and do a festival of killing and eating them. God, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. I have to look. But it started to get boycotted, and there would also be like other ritual aspects of piercing and stuff like that. But it's like a festival. And it started to get boycotted. The last Stop Korean Malbok Festival is the first result that comes up. Yeah, dude. It is. I remember the first time coming across it. It was shocking. Shocking. It is believed that 3.5 to 5 million... Oh, never mind. Wrong stat. How many dogs do they kill?
Let's get to the fucking important part.
Dog killing festival.
Alexa, how many dogs did they kill?
Okay, I don't know if this is a separate festival. Oh man, now I'm gonna feel like an asshole. The Lychee and Dog Meat Festival is annual festival held in China during the summer solstice, in which festival goers eat dog meat and lychees. Is it lychees? Lychees? Always.
I think it's lychee.
Lychee.
I think it's neither one of the ones you said.
The festival began in 2009 and spans about 10 days, during which thousands of dogs are reportedly consumed. The festival has drawn criticism internationally. There's another one, though, but they estimate roughly 10,000 dogs are
started in 2009.
That's what. There's another one. Another culture.
That sounds sus. That sounds.
This is what. This is. I know this is real, but I know there's another one that goes back farther.
And it may be real, but it sounds like some shit that an American person made up.
I forget what animal it is or what country.
They're dogs, and it's Canada. Or it's Canada. It's China.
Yeah, Canadians love their dogs.
God damn it.
It's not Switzerland, but it's a European one. One of the countries that had castles. Because they would take, I can't remember what animal, if it was gophers. It was like a little, like a rat-like creature.
Groundhogs?
Yeah, it was like a nuisance creature. And once a year they'd have a festival where they would throw it from like the castle window as far as they could. and it was like a big celebration. Somebody knows if anyone has listened long enough, I get like half facts, right?
Right, yeah. You're there. There's a thing that happened and people were involved.
I get the gist.
It's in a place. But you know what he's talking about.
Hey guys, somebody killed an animal really far away from here.
Yeah, somewhere someone killed an animal and we're talking about it.
Now, what would you do if you woke up in the middle of a dog eating festival? Because you can't kill all of them. Like my go-to instinct, right? In a free world, no for-profit prisons, I would just start skinning the people, right? Like, right. I might get curious. I might take a little nibble, but then I'm gonna go skin them, right? But if you just woke up and you're outnumbered superiorly, you're fucked. What do? You can't stand up to all of them.
Am I wearing clothes?
Well, we'll give you boxers.
All right. Well, first
made of dog meat.
All right, then I'm definitely in attack mode.
Man, it's a hard way to go.
Yeah. Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I just watched a documentary on Chris Farley today.
Oh,
hell of a guy.
How was that?
Hell of a guy. Dude, I love when celebrities die of overdoses. Like, legend. It's funny because years before he died, something like 5 years before, he was obsessing over how Belushi was such a legend for dying from an overdose. So he kind of idolized the idea of dying that way. It's fucking rad. I think suicidal people idealize other people dying that way. Very interesting, though. Dude, that dude shooting up the Cincinnati Fed thing today, pretty wild.
Pretty fucking wild shit right there, man.
Dude, Cincinnati, so dry. All right, so I had, talking about past glimpses, I had a recent future glimpse, and I never think about living anywhere besides Cincinnati. And now and again, I've kind of played with the idea of checking out Detroit. But I can't really imagine living anywhere else. But for some reason, I kept having glances of living in like a France or Italy. Wouldn't that be cool? Just to go somewhere?
Like to stay there for an actual while?
Yeah, like to have a new life. Like to change your name, go to another country. I work remotely. Could be a totally different life.
Yeah, actually,
get plastic surgery.
So not to that degree, but my mom was just talking about that with her current job situation, where it's like they're mostly have it there already, but they're trying to get it set up where like you can work from fucking anywhere. You can go anywhere you want to and like do the same work, and as long as you have your your computer or whatever that access what you need to, you're good. And she has been trying to figure out like how she's going to be able to take another trip back to Italy kind of thing. Like how is she going to be able to manage that with work? And it's like, well, she doesn't even have to take off work. She could go for 2 fucking weeks if she wants to and like work for part of it while she's there, even if it's like short days or something like that. And like, I think that's one of the cooler benefits of like the work from home shit that is coming, is like, okay, that leaves a different freedom for people, that you're able to be more flexible with it.
Yeah.
Definitely not as extreme as, changing your name and moving and getting plastic surgery, but
dude,
how many of us are really down to do that?
Gun to your head. You have to get 2 plastic surgery operations or like surgical alterations. What do you do?
I have to get them.
The doctor
but here's the question.
Has taken you. Gun to your head.
What's the purpose of it? Is it like
it's up to you?
Okay, then it's just whatever the fuck. Okay,
you could get that Brazilian butt lift you've always wanted. You could get cheek fillers, devil horn implants.
The devil horn implants does sound cool, but no. It would have to be something that like people would never see or notice. Like shit with my body. I don't know.
I would make my.
What would you do?
even say it. It's so funny. I would make my nose smaller, my dick bigger.
Yeah. Just transplant some of that nose to that dick.
Fuck yeah.
Just put my nose on the end of my dick.
One of my buddies got his balls tattooed. And dude, they swole up like a softball size, bigger than a softball.
Jesus.
Like I can't say a watermelon because that would be an exaggeration. But softball is fair, if not less than.
Jesus Christ.
Pretty fucked.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
High risk, low reward. Bad decision making.
Shouts out to the tattoo artist that had to probably had to spread the fucking bat wing skin.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jesus.
A lot of artists won't do it, or they set their price. It's not standard prices.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
It's not like you're about to say, I'm about to get my balls tattooed.
I'm thinking about it. If I had unlimited money.
Give me a third ball.
Like a squeaker toy?
Yeah. just put a nugget of gold down there.
Dude, you'd be fucked at that dog festival.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Before we go, Steven wants to do a riddle, so I found one. What demands an answer, but asks no question?
Demands an answer. Is it something like a type of sentence structure? Like you know what I mean?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Give you one more guess.
The mailman.
Mailman might ask questions.
What is it?
No, it's a telephone.
All right.
Oh wait, here's a good one. I am something people love or hate. I change people's appearances and thoughts. If a person takes care of themselves, I will go up even higher. To some people, I will fool them. To others, I am a mystery. Some people might want to try and hide me, but I will show. No matter how hard people try, I will never go down. What am I?
The first thing that comes to mind is hair.
That's not bad.
Is it actually something physical?
No.
That's going to be like confidence or like an attribute of some sort.
Let me read it again for you. I am something people love or hate. I change people's appearances and thoughts. Even if a person takes care of themselves, I will go up even higher. To some people, I will fool them. To others, I am a mystery. Some people might want to try and hide me, but I will show. No matter how hard people try, I will never go down. What am I?
Health insurance.
Wrong. It's age.
Age. All right, you're in a prison. You've been arrested for fucking all those dogs at the dog festival.
We're trying to eat these dogs. What's wrong with you? You can't fuck this dog. That's my dinner. Let me give you one more fun riddle to the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? If you want, I can give you a hint. This is a good one.
I'll take a hint.
Remember your walk with Christ.
The more you take, the more you leave behind. Remember your walk with Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
Footsteps.
What?
Footsteps. The
more
feet and the more you take, the more you leave behind.
Oh, I get it.
And then the footsteps in the sand. And when there were two sets of prints, or when there was one set of prints, that was Jesus carrying you.
How good do you think a little grilled baby sea turtle would be?
You know, I thought you were going to say how good do you think grilled Jesus would be, but
grilled cheeses?
Grilled Jesus. Let me get a grilled Jesus sandwich.
I think I'm done with ethics.
Yeah, same. I think I'm good with all of it. I think I'm good with all of everything. Thanks again for listening, everybody. Thank you to Approaching Human for the use of his music. You can find his work on SoundCloud at Approaching-Human.
Thanks, John.
Make sure to check out the show page at Trashcast on Instagram for news and arts from the show. Check out Facebook for the memes.
For the memes. If you're super bored, you can check out my trash yard on Instagram at Skyzix, SKYZSX. I got something new going up soon. And guys, we'll do better next week. I promise.
Yeah. This is our finest hour.
Chill, but fuck.
It's going to be an absolute masterpiece when Steven pieces it together, I'm sure.
Oh my god. Next week, maybe some absurd soul math, perhaps.
This whole okay, yeah. How much is people worth? Got it. That's going to be all for us today. Stay classy, eat trashy.
Go fast, eat trash.
All right. That was ridiculous.
Do you think this will be all right?
I don't know.